Today on Eagle Nation News, Sarah Cronin covers the legacy left behind by African American civil rights activist W.E.B. Du Bois in honor of Black History Month.
And Nate Tompkins reveals which hit sci-fi movie series is adding a fourth installment with Keanu Reeves.
And finally, what is PCIS and how is it helping students get experience in a career before leaving high school?
All this and more today
on Eagle Nation News. Good afternoon, Eagle Nation. Today is Thursday, February 5th. I'm Christina Folsom.
And I'm Grant Johnson. The month of February is Black History Month, and today we're going to start our coverage with Harvard graduate and civil rights activist W.E.B. Du Bois. Sarah Cronin has the story.
W.E.B. Du Bois was a civil rights activist who lived from 1868 to 1963. Du Bois was a founder and worker for many civil rights groups, but he was most widely known as one of the co-founders of the NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. At the NAACP, he was Director of Publicity and Research, as well as a member of the Board of Directors and founder and editor of The Crisis. Du Bois left the NAACP for a short period of time, but came back and was Director of Special Research until 1948. Towards the end of that same year, he became the co-chairman of the Council on African Affairs, and in 1949, he attended many peace congresses. Unfortunately, he died on August 27, 1963, at the age of 95, on the eve of the Civil Rights March in Washington, D.C.
Two semi-truck drivers are recovering from a crash this morning. The overpass on Interstate 45 over U.S. Highway 247 in Navarro County was covered in ice, causing two semis to jackknife. One semi spilled a load of lumber onto the freeway, while the other hit a median barrier wall, officials said. No injuries were reported.
The Gates of Prosper has become the premier shopping destination and draws shoppers from across the North Texas area to our small town. A new 250,000 square foot addition to the center could bring even more shoppers to Prosper. The drafted map for Phase 2 of the Gates of Prosper includes a Longhorn Steakhouse, Chipotle, Hobby Lobby, Kohl's, and Michael's. Not all these restaurants and spaces are official and could change before the opening of the phase, which is slated for fall of 2020.
President Donald Trump is preparing to address the nation today. He was acquitted from his impeachment by the Senate just yesterday. Republican Senator Mitt Romney surprisingly was the only Republican to join the Democrats in voting to convict the president. White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham declared full vindication and exoneration of President Donald J. Trump, also saying that votes for removal came from the president's political opponents, all Democrats, and one failed Republican presidential candidate.
A pattern of cooler weather has swept over the DFW Metroplex the last few days, and Cameron Silva is here in studio to let us know if we can expect that weather to stick around for the rest of the week and into the weekend in today's Fast Forecast.
The weather has been going back and forth between warm weather and freezing, but the current temperature is 45 degrees, with the real field temperature being at 40 degrees and sunny. As the week goes on, however, it will be getting warmer, with Friday and Saturday being in the upper 50s, Sunday being 67 degrees, and the rest of the week being back in the 50s. Sunday and Monday, we can expect some rain, so make sure to dress warm and keep an umbrella handy. With your Fast Forecast, I'm Cameron Silva. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Cameron. When we return, Nate Tompkins is here with some news in the sci-fi movie world.
Stay tuned.
Keanu Reeves is known for his roles in the John Wick series, but he'll be adding another movie to his library sometime soon. Let's find out what that movie is in today's Talent Talk, sponsored by Corbridge Orthodontics.
After the announcement of a fourth Matrix movie back in August, we finally have a look at the film. Keanu Reeves is returning to the franchise as Neo and was spotted in the shooting process in San Francisco. Also returning are Carrie-Anne Moss and Jada Pinkett Smith. Most of the cast will be comprised of newcomers, including Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Jonathan Groff, Neil Patrick Harris, Jenica Henwick, and Toby Anumir. Lana Wachowski, who wrote and directed the first three films, will be directing Matrix 4 as well. Wachowski said she is very happy to have these characters back in her life and that she is grateful for another chance to work with her brilliant friends. The Matrix 4 is still set to be released on May 21st, 2021. On the same day Keanu Reeves' other movie he is starring in, John Wick 4, is planned to be released. So if you're like me and you love Keanu, make sure not to make any plans on May 21st of next year because Hollywood is treating you to a double feature. Be sure to head over to our Twitter at Eagle Nation News for more updates and our website eaglenation.net to watch previous episodes. That's all the time I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Music is referred to at times as an escape for some dealing with tough times. Whether it's the emotion in the music or distraction it creates, it can be a proven source of stress relief.
Prosper High School junior Reagan Newton knows firsthand how music saved her from depression after shocking news.
Whether it be to help with focus or just for personal enjoyment, students seem to love listening to music. But Reagan Newton has been impacted by music in a different way than what it first appears.
Me and her dad were divorced when she was young, so I think, I was a single mom for a long time, and so I think that probably was one thing that affected her. I enjoyed going to concerts, and so I also took Reagan to a lot of concerts starting when she was really young, so I think that also helped develop her love of different kinds of music.
As she went through the different ups and downs of life, Reagan's taste in music varied.
Panic at the Disco that was a big music shift. It's emo music, but I love it. Brendan Urie is definitely one of the most influential artists because he's just such a positive role model and he's so accepting, and honestly he embodies how I want to treat other people because he's just such a good person. Sophomore year, which was last year, my family, we had a huge change, and the 1975, which is still one of my favorite bands to this day, their music definitely got me through some long days.
While the reason she listens to music is personal to her, it's a hobby she can share with her friends and family.
Before I met Reagan, I really didn't listen to a lot of music. I just kind of listened to whatever was popular, and then Reagan really showed me the kind of music that she listens to, like the Lumineers and the 1975, and I found that I really enjoyed that music too.
It's made, actually kind of helped me even listen to bands that I probably would have not listened to before just because I'm curious. Lumineers, there's different things that, like I said, Vampire Weekend, things that she listens to that actually has more of a message, and I actually have listened to some of it too and have learned to really like it.
Reagan has impacted her friends and her mom through music, but her taste is reflective of one important figure.
I think what I like to see the most is that she really has a very similar taste in music like her dad did. So I kind of see that happening. Her dad passed away when she was younger, so I think it's really cool for me to see that she really has a very similar taste in music, but also love for music like he did. That's why I got her that Sgt. Pepper's album for her birthday, because that was his favorite. It was also therapeutic for me, I think, too, but I was like, okay, I think that's something he would want me to do, is to introduce her to that.
For people who don't have a connection with music like Reagan does, she says,
sometimes when you can't find help, it's such an easy solution, and it's right there.
For Eagle Nation News, I'm Julia Bizion. Prosper.
Music actually boosts dopamine, which all over leads to increased levels of happiness. Happiness is also probably a theme many of you have seen throughout the school week.
Hope Week promotes the spread of happiness and kindness. Annika Hankey has the report on how effective this week has been in bettering students' moods.
Walking into school today, you may have noticed several students wearing pajamas. But what is this all about?
So the purpose of Hope Week is to promote mental health issues. I feel like a lot of times we get so caught up in our own to-do list that we don't sit down
and talk about these issues or talk to people who are struggling. So this week is solely to promote that and promote kindness and promote selflessness and stepping out and talking and helping others who may struggle, because it is a real issue. On top of that, I mean, even if you don't struggle with mental health, a big thing that this week is for is just for everyone to walk out of it knowing that they are loved and they are seen and they are not just another number at Prosper High School. Like that is a big goal for this week too. So we're working hard.
The purpose of Hope Week is to spread mental health awareness and to take away the stigma that's around talking about mental health or dealing with it, and just to remind people that it's okay to not be okay. We should work on spreading positivity around our school.
Preparing for Hope Week has not been an overnight process.
Well, as we have 2 big classes, and we both we're talking probably a month, just sat down and all we did was cut out paper hearts and cut out paper hearts to write positive messages on, or like you rock, or you're beautiful, or stuff like that. And we're gonna go put them on everyone's cars in the parking lot, so when they walk out of school, they can go have a fun note. And we cut out paper hands for people to write different messages on. We have designed all the posters that are around the school that we had to send in to get made and then brought to us. And then honestly, we came up here on a weekend to decorate the school and put up posters and do all this kind of stuff. So it's really fun, and we worked hard for it.
As Hope Week wraps up, make sure to dress up in your neon for tomorrow for the final day. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Monica Hankey. Prosper.
In the midst of many sports seasons ending and beginning, signing days are here. Maya Peterson was there yesterday and has the report in today's Game Time Sports Update.
As college deadlines approach, many students are making their final decisions on the next step in their future. Yesterday morning at the stadium, 8 athletes signed with colleges for sports like football, soccer, cross country, and track. To start the ceremony, Brendan Drew signed with the University of Colorado for soccer, followed by Zach Zernecki with Austin College for baseball, and 3 of our Prosper's best football players signed as well, including Josh Graham to Houston Baptist, Hayden Metcalf to Illinois, and Logan Kern to West Florida. To end the ceremony, Coach Jagoin introduced her 3 cross-country and track athletes: Alex Velez to Dallas Baptist University, Jalen Williams to Louisville, and Paul Volter, Remy Gortel to Ole Miss. A huge congratulations to these athletes, and a late congrats to all of our players who signed in the fall. While some athletes are looking ahead to the future, the Prosper boys soccer team is continuing to take it game by game. Tuesday night, they had a district match against Plano West. The 6-4-2 Eagles came in ready to battle against the 4-4-2 Wildcats. This away game was going to be a true test of skill and endurance, as the boys were playing in some heavy freezing rain. They started out strong with goals from Cole Newman and Eli Zavala. Before halftime, the Eagles were up 2-1. Unfortunately, Plano West came out hot and was scored 3 goals. The final score of the game was 4-3. Prosper's next game is this Friday against Allen at Allen Eagles Stadium, while the girls will play at home. If you want to hear more sports like this, be sure to tune in tomorrow for a new episode of Game Time. Back to you guys at the desk.
Last week, we showed what senior Aiden Reddington is doing to make an impact on his peers. PCIS is a program that linked to the success of Aiden and others as well. Mia Matney uncovered just how prepared PCIS students are becoming even before graduating high school.
From plastic surgery to interior design to public relations, students in PCIS can study it all. This program guides students to study all different types of careers to help them get an idea of what they might want to do in the future.
PCIS is Prosper Career Independent Study. This is our 4th year of having the class. It's a career study that will last you all year long.
There are many different things that students can study in PCIS. Some students may even be able to start their own business.
So Aiden Reddington, I'll brag on him a second, one of my PCIS students. He is an entrepreneur already with his lawn care business, but he is actually shadowing a real estate agent, and they're flipping up a house for their final project. So it's really cool to be able to see him flourish in this program and so many students like him.
Natalia Cabral is a student here at Prosper who is studying public relations in PCIS.
I've always been really good with talking with people. So I've taken in consideration marketing or public relations, but at the end of the day, I focused on human resources. So then I met my mentor the day of the symposium. She's the head of human resources for the district. And right now we're coming up with a really cool project that can be used later on.
If you are interested in doing PCIS, applications are on the Prosper website.
So the applications are open right now. They're open until February 7th. You can find them on PCIS Prosper. You can also find them on the counselors page. If you go to Prosper High School, hit the counselors page, there are applications for all of our programs. You can find PCIS application there.
Applications for PCIS are due February 7th if you are wanting to join this class. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Mia Matney, Prosper.
That's all the time we have for you today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Grant Johnson.
And I'm Christina Folsom. Live long and prosper.